Hello and welcome back to Daily Planning for Bitcoin and Gold. Today is the 14th of April. Sorry. So today is PPI and some of our trade plans are invalidated previously, and more exactly yesterday we made a plan about this part that we're trying to at least partially fill these imbalances, or should I say single prints, which we did. We performed perfect V-shape recovery, and it leaves no part for us to play actually. But if you force it enough, actually you could take a trade in this particular area. So on the first touch, here my alarms got triggered, and if I'm taking the trade, which I didn't yesterday, I could just try to wait for the retracement invalidation of the highs, because if we see here, after the New York Open, which is around here, this is the New York Open, we are min reversing immediately with such momentum that leaves part of my system believes that this kind of momentum with such a huge one will not give such kind of deep pullbacks, which for me this looks like some kind of mini range. So for me, invalidation should be like around here, and you still got yourself a 3R, but this is actually pushing it. So in my opinion, the risk reward ain't that great, so I didn't take it. Okay. Okay, so moving on, we're gonna remove this, removing this, removing this, removing this. The 16 to 18 March POC is also neglected. It was breached and then act as a support here, which we did see is a support. On 1 minute time frame, we also have a huge volume that takes us back above the POC. So regarding the POC in questions, this is the POC that I mentioned before. We make it as part of our volume profile here on our 16 to 18 March. This is the POC, the red line, which indicates the highest volume that's been traded inside those particular time frame, which the time frame in question is in March 16 to March 18. Okay. So we're gonna retrace back now. March POC still exists. I think as long as this still has reactions, which it shouldn't be invalidated because it was breached, but yeah, we're gonna keep it for a bit. Okay. Gonna remove this. Okay, what's the target? Personally, if we're playing by PPI rules, which we also have been playing it for months to come and months goes by, usually when PPI occurs, if I recall correctly, it usually performs some kind of what you call the legendary Darth Vader saber. What it means is that on the higher time frame, okay, it will perform something like this. Oh shoot, something kind of like that. So it's gonna punish both longs and short traders in small amount of time. Okay. Unlike the CPI, PPI goes to fuck both ways. That's why I think if you want to gamble, it's better for you to gamble after New York Open. So PPI performs at 12:30. New York Open is on 13:30. 13:30. Right? So there's a 1 hour gap. I think you could just try to min reverse on the 13:30 period on the New York Open. And I think that's the best chance for you to gain the highest possible RR in your trap hunt. Okay, so for, let's see here. Let's say that we have, I might be wrong. So this is 12:30, the PPI, yep, PPI here. Okay, so this is 13:30. Oops. 13:30 New York Open. Okay. Where is the brush? Okay, this is the brush. So let's say that it goes both ways here. Hop. Something like that. Gonna paint it red so for you to see. So on PPI, usually you will see something like this. I don't know how wide or how long the wicks will be, but usually it performs something like this, okay? In a single candle, in a single time, usually on the 1 minute time frame. So it's gonna perform something like wick like that. And on New York Open, if it tries to min reverse, then for me, this is the chance for you to take the shot. And why did I think like this? For me, because we are having such kind of huge volume that pre-PPI, okay? So this is the news that was caused right after the announcement. Like, remember, this is the first day when the market, the traditional market, opens after the news about the US and Iran. Okay, so this is the first day. Expecting some kind of volatility, which we have. We have some kind of huge momentum here on New York Open. This is the New York Open. Until, is it 20? Around, yeah, around this one. And then closing session, we're still gaining momentum. Now, if PPI were to retrace all of those gains, then at the very least, you want to see a reactions on either of this. Or if price turns really bad, you want to see it retrace all of the gains back into this particular white line on the 70.8K. Okay, but do remember, since we are performing V-shaped recovery, for now my favors is in longs. Okay, so if we see here on the 30 minutes time frame, we have several imbalances by TPO standards, okay, not by ICT. Let's see here is Monday. Okay, so we have one. This is an SP. See, this is the clear difference of imbalances by TPO and by ICT. If we are talking by ICT, this is a fair value gap, and your fair value gap should be bigger, which is this. But no, in TPO or time price opportunity, you are having SP because this is the only imbalances that wasn't traversed by time, because if we see by the 30-minute period, this area is being traversed twice by the time. So one's on here, and one also is on here. So 2 times. In TPO example, it will be, if we denote it by the alphabet, let's say it's on A and B. So this, the first one will be on A, and then another one, and then B, C, D. So the next period will be on D. Okay, so you have 2 overlapping blocks. This in TPO is not single print. Single print is just an imbalances in time where it only has 1 blocks on that particular area. But in this case, if because we traverse 2 times, this is not a single print. That's why this area is the only single print we have. Okay, so quick explanation about single prints. Don't worry if you don't really understand, it's okay. So we're gonna rename it SP. Okay, and then we see again, let's see, this is also an SP. This is an SP, but half filled or partially filled, we might say, because after this new day opens and then it fills partially, C it dips and then retrace back. So we still have a little bit of SP here. So another SP. If momentum still went strong, then you want to see this SP holds, preferably above the 50% area. Okay. But if not, then you want to see this small SP holds. But other than that, overall bias is still in longs, but might see a change in flow after PPI. If the flow is very bad, then you want to see these two not as a potential bounce, but a potential of take profit area if we're taking shorts, okay? And if price steals momentum hard, where are we going now? First of all, if price goes hard, I want to see it touch and swap this 76k area. But preferably this highs gets taken out. Why? Because in my playbook, this highs also aligns with where's this 76? Around this one. Okay, so this 76 almost align with my preferably other VI that is way above it. So we also have SP also in here, but it was on 79k to 80k. That is your kinda looking forward to reactions because it's been untouched for so long. Let me show you. Okay. So we have SP here that's been untouched for many months to come. This is on January, so almost 2.5 months being untouched. So you might expect a big reaction here after being untouched for so long. And we also have some kind of small VA here. So if price retouch those 76k highs and still hasn't slowing down, then you want to see our reactions on the VA here, right below the SP. Okay, So this is the areas that I've been making for early February and still hasn't been touched. So expect some reactions. But other than that, I think that's for Bitcoin trade plan. We have expectations on PPI here. If it doesn't goes well or it doesn't goes along with my plan, I'll just adjust and see. If there is no opportunity for me to trade, then I'll just skip the day as usual. Okay? So that's Bitcoin. We're going to go with gold. Gold, our bias previously was right. Okay, so in 1 hour, yesterday, my make believe volume profile POC gives perfect entry here actually. But since this is on 2022 on Sunday, which is 5 o'clock in the morning, and I'm still sleeping, I will not take that. Definitely not gonna take that. Okay. And our bias today was to fill these imbalances. No, sorry, not imbalances, gap. Okay. Wait. I think I didn't save my trap plan before. Oh. Okay, wait. Gonna save it for a bit. Okay. So we're gonna extend this. Still in the same place. We have our band extension of our previously weekly VWAP here on band extension +1. Target is still the same. If we have some kind of deviation, expecting a rotations back at the very least to the weekly VWAP, or if pullback is very very shallow, you want to see a retracement back into the daily VWAP, because momentum wise throughout the day we're still having momentum above our daily VWAP for now. Okay, we might see some kind of deviations here, or we might just see some puke nearing the PPI. I don't know, can't predict the price, just going to react to it. But for now, want to see another deviations here. So where's the brush? Okay, this is the brush. Gonna extend it for a bit. Want to see a reaction here. Gonna make it orange. Okay. And for higher time frame, still the same. Still expecting another deviations near the psychological number, round number area, which is the 5K here, around here. And want to see it fails to reach 5,000 and we dump. But intraday wise, which is our short term, and since it's on PPI, I want to see a fails on this magic line. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you are not gambling your whole asset on news event. It's such a risky move actually. I don't really recommend it, but you do you. I'll do mine. Okay, I hope you enjoy it. See you tomorrow and the exact time. Okay.